The Premier League show, yes, it is back. The final international break of 2025 is soon to be a memory. And the North London derby heads up a brilliant weekend of games for you on Sky Sports. The one and only Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank is with us to look ahead to it all. And once again, we've invited some friends along for the ride for the next couple of hours as well. Our studio audience, made up of fans from around the Premier League. Can't wait to hear from you all between now and 7. And everyone has a view on where their club stands and what the next few months might.
98th North London derby on Super Sunday live from the Emirates. Arsenal are unbeaten in 6 against their great rivals, with Spurs looking to do something which they last did in the Premier League 15 years ago, and that's beat Arsenal on their own patch. Now both sides may go into the game depleted in numbers. Spurs find themselves top of the injury list with 10 in total, and this figure could increase further once there is something definitive on Pape Matar Sarr's injury that he has picked up during this international break. At the moment, Spurs are without 6 senior midfield players, midfielders represented by the red colour there, and that includes James Maddison and Dejan Kulusevski. As for Arsenal, they find themselves second on the list with 7. That includes 2 big problems at the back as we wait for updates on centre-back Gabriel and the current starting left-back Riccardo Calafiori. So the first question for Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank is that heading into this fixture, which of these sides is going to be most impacted by injuries?
Nice easy one to start with.
Yes. I think Spurs. I think Arsenal has got more strength in depth. Yes, they're still missing big key players, but I think for Spurs it is harder to replace them. So I think they will be affected more by it.
One of those big key players for Arsenal we're waiting for is Gabriel, and David Ornstein reporting in the last couple of days he could be out for between 1 to 2 months. Nothing from the club yet. We're waiting for concrete news. If that is the case, if it is the worst case scenario, how hard does that hit Arsenal and their hopes?
He's massive for them. He's their leader. He's their rock at the back. Him and Saliba, they work so well together. Yes, they have Masquero, who came from Valencia, but then still, Gabriel is different quality, and he brings also goals. Important goals, with their set pieces and stuff. So it will be a big miss. We're going into December, January, where a lot of games are going to be played, and you need your best players. I think Gabriel is a really important player for Arsenal.
Yeah, 11 games between now and the end of the year. Let's get the Arsenal fan perspective, shall we? Bring in Luke for the first time. Luke, Henry, shall that be Henry? Or is it? Listen, if it is the worst case scenario, it's bad news, that, isn't it?
It is, but you can't make any excuses. And in the summer, we've done a lot of transfer work. You've got Piero Incapié in there. You've got Riccardo Calafiori that hopefully could be fit for Sunday. He can play left centre back, and also Jimmy mentioned Masquera there. So. Don't want to use it as an excuse, you want to use it as an opportunity. You touched on the importance of set pieces and goals, but this might surprise you. Gabriel has only scored 1 goal this season. It just shows the importance of him. And he currently epitomises what we are right now. But, people make excuses about Arsenal and injuries, but you look at that graphic there, I think that's a bigger concern about the state of football and the way it's in at the moment. I think the games are just so much, and we all want quality, we all want entertainment. But it's very difficult, even if you're a Spurs fan, to go to the Emirates with 6 midfielders missing. But you have to find a way. And we've got, injuries up front as well. But I say that, we've still got the likes of Leandro Trossard, Bukayo Saka, Eberechi Eze, Martin Odegaard hopes he comes back. So it's a big miss, but it's a good opportunity for the other players to come in and put their...
Well, that's the thing, isn't it, Jimmy? This season, more than ever before, are you more confident now about Arsenal with the depth they have to cope with injuries, however big they might be?
Look, if you're going to be successful, if you want to be successful, you have to prepare for these kind of moments. It's going to happen in the season. And you still have to win. As you just said, they have spent a lot of money in the summer. They have got in every position, they have got really 2 really good players. So it should not be a problem. The only thing is the momentum and how everybody plays with each other. that's going to be the only problem, because some of them won't have a lot of games behind their belt. But then still, you know, it's at Arsenal. They play at home. You think that they should be still very dominant and should be able to beat Arsenal, to beat Spurs. You know, especially a Spurs with so many injuries.
We'll get our Spurs fans' perspective in just a moment. I just want to finish on Arsenal, though. Top of the league, 4-point lead, Luke. But you know, here we are, Premier League football back for the next 4 months through to the next international break in March. How much of a marker, what sort of marker do Arsenal need to lay down over these next few months?
It's an interesting one because, look, the North London derby is a beautiful game when you win. It's a horrible game when you lose. But I think with Arsenal fans and just football in general, you can't go too high and you can't be too low. Obviously, the derby is form goes out the window. You want to win that game, but you know I've had this question a lot, and it's Arsenal need to win this game, Arsenal win to do that game. Actually, Arsenal need to win as many games possible because they need to keep in front. And the beauty is right now is that we don't have to rely on Manchester City or Liverpool. We have to rely on ourselves. So we can lay down a marker by winning the North London derby. But you know, if we go to Stamford Bridge the following week and we drop 2 points, then you have to bounce back against Brentford, and then you have to go to Aston Villa and do the same thing. So it doesn't really matter in terms of the grand scheme of things of laying down a marker. We know what we need to do. I think we've got an unbelievable group of players, and now it's just up to us to start on Sunday and carry this on. We've done this like long winning runs before. We just need to sustain it this time.
It's the thing for the outside. What Arsenal needs to do is just as cliche as it sounds, take each game as it comes as a game. Yeah, I'm at home. Yeah, we play Spurs, but look at it really cold. There's 3 points, and we need to win those 3 points. What is the best way, and how are we going to do that? Yes, it brings from the outside way more on the game because it's Spurs. But Arsenal, the group at Arsenal itself, the players, need to really stay cold and just business-like 3 points. Can they do that? I don't know. You know, it's going to be a big ask after Sunderland,
I was just gonna say.
and not winning there and having that setback.
Yeah.
How are they responding to that? Yes, there is 2 weeks between it, but in the past they haven't really responded well with disappointment.
Well, that's
you
what I was
know.
gonna
So
say.
for me, that is going to be those issues. If they don't win and it is a draw and Man City wins, it's only 2 points. And that is where they're going to become nervous, I think.
Yeah, you touched on it, and that's because of the international break and that Sunderland performance and that result. It's funny because, you know, the weeks before that, we were talking about Arsenal not conceding shots, Arsenal were head and shoulders the best team in the country, and then all of a sudden we see the performance from Manchester City, and then the next sentence is, should Arsenal be looking over their shoulders and worrying? That just shows how football can change so quickly, so we just need to put our heads down. That's a beautiful game, North London derby. It's the best game to have after sort of a setback, and that's what you want with the fans there. Half full kick off if you win, and that's what we need to do. But and then you know you carry that on to Wednesday. Can't forget the importance of that. Bayern Munich at home. That's a really good game for us. And then Chelsea. So it's a big week, but in the Premier League they're all big weeks. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, I think it's going to be a home win. No, some things never change. It's a North London.
Yes, welcome back, Arsenal. Spurs, Bayern Munich and Chelsea. That's a mouth-watering way to return, isn't it? Jimmy, let's look at the Spurs angle then before we talk to our Tottenham Hotspur fan. Their last 4 Premier League wins have all come away from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Might it actually suit them that this is at the Emirates?
Yeah, it's because they set up a little bit different. The Spurs of before has always wanted to be a little bit open and wanted the ball, play a little bit more. The more you play, the more on the transition you're open and they don't defend that well. They are a little bit more solid, especially away from home. They are not really obsessed with having too much possession. If they have possession, we keep it, but we are not really that bothered about possession. And they have been able to be clinical, you know, and they haven't found that really yet at home. But away, I think they're playing a little bit different, a little bit of weight off their shoulders, and they're getting results. So it is going to be a dangerous game for Arsenal. It is going to be even though they have got lots of injuries, it is going to be a dangerous game for Arsenal.
Let's bring Daniel in, our Spurs fan. You'll notice that Joe, the Palace supporter, is sitting between our Arsenal and Tottenham fans, just to make sure they play nicely. Daniel, how do Spurs cause problems for Arsenal this weekend?
I think it's mostly down to how we attack their back line. We now could probably assume that Gabriel might be out for this game. It's most likely going to be the case. So if that is going to be the case, we need to make sure we attack that back line as fast as we possibly can. From what I've noticed so far this season, we've started quite slowly. It's not been the best football, but we've been trying to grind out results, especially our away form. It's been really, really good compared to when we're at home. So I feel this might be the best litmus mark of ourselves to really kick on, really show that we can compete with the rest of the top four, but especially against our arch rivals. I know we could probably put in a good performance, and I expect that we definitely will. So, literally, let's wait and see, but I have high hopes that we'll definitely at least grab a result.
I think this is going to be the first North London derby since 2014 where Tottenham aren't going to be starting with either Harry Kane or Son Heung-min. What about the impact of those players on this game, and who are the new Spurs players? Who are the heroes for Spurs over the next 10 years in this fixture? I know obviously the Europa League triumph made a team of heroes, but those two players that I mentioned there are almost kind of connected to this fixture and what they've done in it. So who's the new breed that are coming for these Spurs fans to get a handle on?
Well, I think this is why this is probably, in my opinion, the best derby in the country. I feel like this is the time when someone could step up and really lay a marker for being the talisman. Obviously, we've seen the likes of Son and we've seen Kane come, score amazing goals. I've seen amazing goals over the years, but we don't have them anymore. Now it might be time for the likes of Romero, our skipper, to step up. We don't have Maddison turning up today, or even right now for the weekend especially, but you could see Xavi Simons now come in. He's now taking on the mantelpiece of the number 7. This is his time to shine. Your compatriot. The most important thing of this, most importantly, is just the playing style. That's what we really want to see. I'm not asking for one person to step up and lay the marker. I want to see the team really perform.
Yeah.
And if they can all perform and get goals, wherever that might come from.
So you want performance over result?
Definitely, 100%. For sure. But both is really important. But I think for the weekend especially, we don't have a great record at their ground. But I think the performance, especially as a Spurs fan, and for most Spurs fans I can speak for, they want to see a great performance. We're not asking for, something that is really great, outstanding football. Just get the result. Go and get the result, get the goal, and then we can call it.
Are the Spurs fans patient, and do they understand what this manager is trying to do?
Absolutely. And I feel the most important thing is giving Thomas Frank time. He's come from Brentford, where he's got them to really high places with a really small budget. So imagine what he could do with a very big purse and a more ability to lay out his playing style especially. He's not been blessed with the players that he has right now because most of them are injured. Dominic Solanke can't play.
How big a problem is that becoming, the lack of Solanke?
A massive problem actually, because we need a number 9. We've seen Richarlison start hot and he's turned cold. He's been like that for the past few seasons now. Can we still rely on him? Can we rely on Colin Wine? He's been injured as well. And he's only on loan. So we need to start looking forward towards the long term. How do we start planning if we can't rely on the likes of Dominic Solanke to play up top for us? Do we play with a false 9? Do we ask more from our midfielders? You can see Van der Ven even stepping up as well, scoring goals. You saw the goal he scored against Copenhagen. Maybe he could do the same on Sunday, who knows? I'm crossing my fingers. I reckon he might do
That'd be amazing.
He won't do that. But I do agree with your point about, it's actually, thinking about it in my head, it's an emotional game, it's a great game, but it's actually probably one of the best derbies we've seen in the Premier League, especially at the Emirates. There's always been some really, really high...
As much as I can, but Daniel, how are you feeling going into the North London derby?
A bit apprehensive, let's be honest. I mean, when we look at the record, generally speaking, Arsenal tops us, especially at their ground. It's been haunting us for years. I think the last time of any significance, I remember Harry Kane always popping up with goals. Eric Dyer even having the moment shushing the fans too, but they've always trumped us. And especially going into Sunday, we've got quite a few significant injuries ourselves. No Dom Solanke. We're relying on Brennan Johnson to pick up on the goals. Could he make the comeback? Possibly. And then obviously we've got a back line, which I'm very confident with. We are looking very solid at the back, but can we deliver the goals?
Is Romero fit?
I think Romero is fit.
Is he going to be back?
We're definitely starting.
Well, you love him.
I love Romero.
You love him and Van der Ven, don't you?
Yeah.
Aston, as a Manchester City fan, I guess you are a Tottenham fan on Sunday.
Yeah, we want Spurs to win that one. That suits City massively. I don't think we'll be getting lucky. I think that Arsenal will be the team that win. I don't see Spurs beating Arsenal. I mean, Spurs have got a great record against City, haven't they, actually? They seem to always do well the Etihad. So that's a bit of a worry for City's point of view. But no, I think Arsenal will win that one. I will be supporting Spurs. I mean, I'll be right behind them. Usually I don't say that. I don't like Spurs winning either, just because they always seem to get the better of City, which I don't like. But no, Arsenal win that one comfortably.
Our away form's good though, Tom. That's the big thing. Like, this season we've been poor at home, and that's been the highlight of our season that everyone's talking about. Thomas Frank at home, as he got the minerals to play the freestyle attacking football. But away from home, we are good. We're solid, we're compact, set pieces, everyone going on about this year. You know, that could be the one where, look, do I believe we can go and win the game? No, I don't believe we can go and win the game. But if we can stop Arsenal...
Not with that attitude.
Well, yeah, no, but listen, we've got to be realistic as well. We have got a lot of injuries. If we can go there and play well, great. If we can take a point off Arsenal, I think that's almost like a win for us.
I'll ask a couple of neutrals, Katie Moody and Stephen Dorton. Katie, I know you're a Bournemouth fan, but this is a game that every football fan will be looking forward to. How do you see it? Do you see it as Arsenal as mega favourites, or do you just think, well, it's a derby?
I think it's a derby, obviously, as we know. I think with Arsenal, obviously the injuries are a worry to both sides. I think, you know, we've seen that Tottenham have had quite a few injuries, but again with Arsenal they've been without their front line for a while, or their preferred front line, shall we say. So I don't know, I think it's going to be quite a close game. I think Thomas Frank is starting to settle into a bit more of a rhythm with the Spurs side. So I don't know, I think it'll be an interesting one from a neutral's perspective. Obviously for us, we'll be keeping an eye on the table, because again, if we get 3 points over West Ham over the weekend, then that puts us straight back up into sort of European places and so on and so forth. But yeah, I think, you know, it's going to be an interesting one going into the weekend.
Semenyo will be watching this one closely, won't he?
We're going to be talking about Semenyo actually very, very soon. So we're going to hear a lot from Katie actually in this show about one of her star players. And Stephen, we've got our own derby to worry about coming up, of course, haven't we? But the North London derby is still a great one for the neutral. Can you give any chances to Tottenham here?
Absolutely. I don't know what you're worried about, Jamie. They're not that hard to score against, I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And
that's true.
I don't really think Gabriel's injured. I think he's still getting off the floor where Brobby threw him the other week. So, honestly, pretty straightforward. Move your hoardings in, stop the throws. Rice can't even make the 18-yard box.
It was the wind, Stephen. Regis Lapree said it was the wind.
Well, it's a bit windy these days, you never know. But also, they had 2 corners. You're right, set-piece merchants. Yeah. If you get into them, they can't really do anything. And I think we showed you what to do. You've got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, they've shown the way, Sunderland, haven't they?
Well, exactly right. Reminder, you can see the North London derby. It is live on Sky Sports Premier League from 4 p.m. on Super Sunday. We are done.